Hello and welcome to another episode of ARTO Insights. This time I'm joined by Isabel Mannings-Ridge. So Isabel was one of our founding hires, so been with us nearly 5 years, and in that time she's built out our medical affairs division. She's then gone on to have two beautiful boys, and we're lucky enough to have her come back and take on a new adventure, which is leading our BD CDMO division. And so therefore my question is, you spent all this time in medical affairs.
Yeah.
You grew a team from scratch to 12 people. You had two beautiful boys and they've come back. So how do you feel like you can impact the market in the CDMO space?
I think first and foremost, I understand the industry. The BD professionals within CDMO, they're looking for leads within pharma and biotech. ARTO as a whole, so we cover both CDMO and the pharma biotech side, and coming from that background, I understand what the indicators are for hiring, what the indicators are for expanding from a CDMO manufacturing side. On the other hand, I feel like I can relate because we do the same job essentially, it's just a different industry. So
yeah, I'd also say from my perspective, in the month that you've been back, already you have several clients that you've been referred to from your previous network, which I think is testament to the work you did previously due to their connections in pharma biotech, then saying, okay, we use these manufacturing plants, and so their interest I had there. And just naturally, with the people you're speaking with, you seem to have just created a bond very quickly with people. How do you do that? You seem to have this just real genuine knack of building rapport and trust and credibility really quickly.
I think just being myself. It's all about building relationships, just being transparent, like doing what you say you'll do, and just having that integrity really when it comes to owning your business and within processes, just letting them know what happens, whether it's what they want to hear or whether it's not what they want to hear, just being honest. And I think just trying to just get to know them as individuals. I think that's why I succeeded so well in medical affairs, because people aren't just hiring for a CV, they're hiring for personalities.
Yeah,
and
100%.
So from my perspective, I need to understand who they are, what their drivers are, what's going on in their personal lives, and then you can align them with the right roles at the right time based on what their situation is. It's not just standard sales. We're working with people, and I think you've just got to be empathetic towards that. Having a family myself now, I can relate to people who have more responsibilities beyond just their career and the impact, if they were to move job, the impact that has on their family life. So yeah, I think just being human.
I definitely felt a change in how I approach candidates when I had children. Do you think you've changed at all from when you started ARTO, no little ones, and now two down? Do you think that's changed you at all as a person and a sort of a support mechanism to the people you're trying to get new opportunities for?
I think it's a very relatable subject, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, if you've got children, someone else has got children, you can often relate to different stages of bringing those children up.
How's the sleep?
Not getting much. Not getting much at all. I was up 2 times last night. But you learn to deal with it.
Why then, in your opinion, would new clients that you've never spoken to,
Yeah.
why should they work with you?
It's simple. I think just efficiency. They want something, just being efficient with producing what they want. Integrity, just being transparent. Understanding that they are human again. It always goes back to that point. We're trying to build relationships, and with that you need transparency. So efficiency, integrity, and then I think also the empathy side. I know we already touched upon it, but just understanding that there's a lot of factors that come into either moving a job or hiring someone for your team. It is a very personal experience, and just trying to understand from their perspective what they're needing, what they're wanting.
What are your thoughts on sacrifice these clients? Because obviously we are in the business where we've got to work very fast to create a good first impression, and there are a lot of things that people don't see. So I think, for example, you had a candidate you spoke to about 10 o'clock last night, and again, you're a mother of 2. So what is your philosophy on that, in the service industry, of that sacrifice to do a good job?
I'm a big believer in it, obviously. We work in sales, and you're only going to get out what you put in, and sometimes that does mean time and energy. At the moment, I'm only working part-time, so I'm working a shorter amount of time than my competitors. So I do stay late because I have to, but the days when I'm at work, I may as well stay late, get as much done, and then the time that I'm off, I can really be present with my children.
How is the shift between sort of biologics, cell and gene therapy, small molecules? What are you seeing at the moment in that territory?
Cell and gene therapy is very, very expensive. There hasn't been a lot of investment at the moment.
Really?
Small molecules, it's steady. I think that's the only way you can put it. It's not booming, but it's just remaining level.
Yeah.
And then biologics, larger molecules, is booming. It's just so busy. People are moving, chopping and changing jobs, and from a CDMO perspective, there is a real need.
Time is money, right?
Yeah, it's crazy. And also injectables, which sits within that, that's just absolutely booming as well at the moment.
Yeah, you seem to have found a little niche in that currently.
Yeah, everyone we speak to, it's just a reoccurring theme that within the injectable space, there's more need than there is capacity.
Really?
So it's a real opportunity for a lot of companies to expand there.
So there seems to be a need for talent. Is there much talent, or are they hard to find?
I think within injectables specifically, it's very niche.
Yeah.
Very, very niche. It's a very small pool of talent, but the thing I love about working with salespeople is they are just black and white. If they're good for the job, they'll tell you because they want to succeed. If they don't feel like they will succeed in a certain role, then they won't. For example, with the injectables, we've had a couple of roles within that space recently. Either you're good or you're not.
What kind of things do you try and get from hiring managers to get a gauge as to the sort of cultural fit they're looking for with personnel? And then how do you go about that rather than just getting the black and white skills they have, injectables, etc.?
It's interesting you say that because what's a hiring manager wants from the first qualification of a role compared to what they want once they've interviewed 5-6 people maybe, it quite often changes because they learn their compromises along the way. To answer your question, I would say it all comes back to mindset.
Yeah.
Just really kind of delving into people's experiences, what they enjoyed about certain roles with certain companies and why, what they believe their mindset to be, what examples they have to back that up, and then is that what the company are looking for. Within the BD space, it's either your hunter mindset, you like working with accounts, so perhaps more strategic, or you do both. And again, it is fairly black and white in some ways because you either have proven experience or you don't. And then it comes to the company size as well. For example, within CDMO, it's very similar to that of pharma. So you've got the big companies and also biotechs or startup environments. So you've got the smaller companies, and it's aligning people's mindset based on just your conversation, I think, really, and what their motivations are, etc., and what their goals are, long-term, short-term, and then aligning that with what the companies can offer them.
So where would you say that you're seeing the most commercial activity, and then where do you think it's slowed down?
Most commercial activity within biologics, large molecules, and then cell and gene, it's really, really slowing down again.
It's been that for a while now.
Yeah, the investment's just not there. I think in life sciences, there's a very fine line between being a niche expert and limiting yourself, because it can be a very fast industry in terms of turnover if there isn't success. I think being niche to an extent is definitely worth it, but also having some experience in other modalities would help you, because you never know what the future will hold.
Here's a question for you.
Yep.
What makes a strong first commercial leader versus a second phase leader?
A strong first commercial hire would be someone that would be able to come in, maybe have accounts that they can bring with them, existing relationships, or have a real hunter mentality, able to win business. You're kind of starting from zero, so you need to build up that book, build up the relationships for your new company. A second phase scale leader would be someone who is able to optimize what's already there. So land and expanding, that kind of mindset, really working on a pipeline that's quite well structured and predictable, a more stable outlook, if that makes sense.
And also excitingly, you're going to be at DCAT. Over in March in New York, so I'm sure a lot of people got several meetings booked already.
I would love to network. Anyone who's attending and would like to introduce themselves, it'd be great to network. So we'll see you there.
Thank you very much for watching this episode with Isabel. I hope you enjoyed it, and if so, look, we really appreciate it. Please subscribe. Thank you.